Hi, welcome to your yoga practice with me in my happy place. I'm Rachel with Buffalo and Sparrow Yoga Collective, and we're going to move through some shapes that will help move emotions through, specifically for those of you who are experiencing some emotional hardships. This one will be directed towards a broken heart, which I know is an experience lots of us have had. So we will be working through some heart openers to help kind of remove some of the tension and the walls that are building up because of some emotional maybe hardships, to just know to expect that. And I would say for practice, if you have a yoga blanket or something like that, it could be a your couch throw blanket or even a towel, and then something like a block. And if you don't have a yoga block, then you could also do like a couple of throw pillows, compressed, which should help, or even if you have a bolster or something like that, that could help. We're going to start in child's pose. I think that building into the vulnerability of the heart, we want to work with stabilizing our root chakra first, which is our sense of stability and safety and grounding. So right before we move into those places, we want to feel safe. So if child's pose is not a pose for you that feels safe, then find a pose that does. It could be Shavasana, it could just be seated. If you're up for child's pose, however, take your knees a little bit wider than your hips and then let your heart come down to the earth, the stability of the earth with your arms reaching overhead. And just take a moment to breathe and let yourself, I'm going to keep my head lifted because I know with the mic sometimes it could get cave-like sounding, but you go ahead and let your head rest on either your blanket block or your mat. And then just let your hips settle in as you breathe. This is where we're going to center. So release any expectations on your practice, on yourself, on your body, even on any like emotional movement or evolution. Like no expectations here. We're just going to arrive on our mat and move through things and let things kind of unfold as they do. So use your breath to help kind of release those expectations, but also to allow you to arrive on your mat in your body with some slow, big breaths in and out. So if you've experienced heartbreak, sometimes you actually feel it in your heart muscle. You feel tightness, you feel an ache that actually there's some new research out right now that the feelings that come with heartbreak are very similar neurologically as the feelings of actual physical pain. So you're not alone in feeling that. And you're not crazy if you're like, actually, my actual heart, like the heart inside of my body is hurting over this heartbreak. Like that's normal. I want to normalize that for you. Let your inhale fill up to capacity. So think about starting your breath at the very base of your pelvis and then letting it rise all the way up into your heart space. And you might even, once you're at the top of your inhale, just kind of let your heart sink a little closer towards the earth and let that earth be this sense of grounding to hold your heart, to hold all that maybe you feel incapable of holding in this moment, in this day. And hopefully you have people around you that can help support you too. But you are resourced as a human being to take care of your own heart. And I don't know how long you've been practicing yoga, but my yoga practice has gotten me through a lot of hard times. So just draw on the strength of your own inner resources, your body's capability to heal. Take 3 more breaths here. Good. And then start to lift away from the floor. Come up onto your fingertips and then gently scoop your heart from one side to another. And just starting to get our initial movement in, moving into some tight places likely. And I will say, as we move throughout this practice, um, I would encourage you to take the poses that are working for you and then pitch the poses that are not. Like, we're all in different places physically, mentally, and emotionally. So take care of yourself. The permissions are written into every pose to change the version of the pose, to skip it all together, to find a different one. So this is your practice. Do as you need. Good. And then we'll slowly start to pull all the way forward so our shoulders stack over our wrist. Bend into your elbows. It's like a chaturanga, a little push-up. Inhale, lengthen your arms and sit all the way back. And we'll do this very slowly and mindfully, moving slowly so that there's no rush, right? Like, healing from anything, you can't really rush it. You have to feel it, you have to be there, and that's okay. And sometimes when we move slower, we give our body the opportunity to feel beyond the pose so that whatever emotions rise up or thoughts, we can actually stay present with them because we're not floating through poses like half beat. So allow yourself to feel if that feels safe in this moment. I'd encourage you to just feel. Like, I've been in practices even just yesterday where in child's pose I'm crying, and you're really not going to move through the hard stuff and get to the other side unless you allow yourself to feel the hard stuff and deal with it and then heal from it, and then you're on the other side of it, and there's no rush, right? We don't want to camp out there forever, but there's no rush because rushing through it means you're going to have inefficiency in that healing. Good. And then we'll come into tabletop. So shoulders over wrist, hips over knees. Some cat-cows here. Drop your belly, lift your chin as your heart opens. We're going to stay here for a number of breaths, so keep breathing, anchoring your shoulders back, and then think about this heart chakra. Stretching your heart muscle, your chest, your shoulders. And as you exhale, round chin to chest, press the floor away. Hug your belly in and take a moment here. So your upper back now is expanding. And sometimes for me, especially, I deal with anxiety quite a bit. And when anxiety is paired with heartbreak, I feel my chest hurting, but then I feel my upper back hurting. And I think that's because there's so much happening with anxiety in my chest. And then the emotions of a broken heart that it just like the front body can't hold it all. So it goes to the back body. So think about expanding your shoulder blades here. Yeah, so now we'll find a fluid motion, breath to movement. Inhale, up. This is not upward facing dog, is it? No, it's not. This is cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. I've been teaching yoga for like 11 years now, and I like still to this day mix up cat and cow. Like, I'll interchange them. So I'm sure you'll experience that with me if you continue to practice. Good. And then we're gonna bring your knees back just a bit. So we're in a kneeling plank position. Lift your knees away from the floor as an option into high plank. So we're really going to firm into our core. This is where we're going to stabilize more into some other chakras. So they're energy centers, right? We're moving up the spine. We've done a little bit of first and second chakra in our child's pose and in our cat-cows. But this one is your solar plexus, your strength, right? This is just above your navel. This is your confidence, your strength, your power, and you need all of that to move through painful healing. You need all of that. And sometimes we just need to be reminded, oh my God, I am powerful, I am strong, I am worthy, and I can get through this. Downward facing dog, hips back and up. Good job. If you're feeling fatigued in your arms or in your core, that's your body building strength. Lean into that. That's okay. That's okay. Soften into your knees, look forward between your thumbs. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, walk your feet all the way to the front of your space. Ooh, I forgot I was wearing this necklace. Take that off so it doesn't slap me in the face. This necklace, by the way, says brave. So when I think about moving on from hard emotions, that is a brave thing to do. It's courageous. Inhale, halfway lift. And that necklace serves as a reminder, so it's kind of nice it's off because I'm looking at it now. Exhale, forward fold. Soften into your knees. Sweep your arms out, around and high. What was this choice to not have my hair up? I don't know. Exhale, hands to your heart. Hands to your heart. Working a lot here with strength. Roll your shoulders a few times. And notice in rolling shoulders what you feel in your front upper body and then your back upper body. Good. Take your hands to your side, and now let's make those motions even bigger. So sweep your arms up, and I have to cactus so I don't hit my wall, but you can keep your arms out straight if you want. And then we'll bring legs into length, and as we bend elbows, we'll also bend knees. Good. So in my experience, overcoming heartbreak comes with the shadow side, and the shadow side is that I'm not enough or I'm not worthy. And those are things I know that are common thoughts for people regardless of heartbreak, but they seem to be amplified in heartbreak, right? So if those thoughts start to creep in, come back to your sense of worth because you are worthy. Inhale all the way up, fingertips reach tall as your feet root down. Maybe start to trace your fingertips back so we feel a little bit of opening here in your heart again, and we'll keep your low belly firm. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, downward facing dog. The messages of the moon are true messages, right? Whether or not you believe they're coming from the moon, messages, there are universal truths in everything, in all religions, in all walks of life. There's also messages of falsities, but right, like the universal truth of love, that's in a lot of religions, that's in a lot of perspectives, and it's true. Reach your right leg all the way up and back, three-legged dog. As you exhale, step your right foot through to the front of your space. And then just begin to gently pulse your hips up and down as we work more into first and second chakra, kind of vacillating between these chakras, because once we get into the vulnerability of the heart, sometimes it is so painful that we feel we need that, or we do need that grounding and stability of our first and second chakras. And then also, of course, our third, which is that solar plexus strength. Good, and then we'll lower your back knee all the way down towards the earth. Sweep both arms all the way up towards the sky. And here again, we're wanting to keep our low belly firm so we protect the low back. Intertwine your fingers to support the back of your head and let your head rest as you widen your elbows. This is shoulder and heart opener. And you might for a moment, like when I do this, not in a yoga pose, it's usually like I'm looking up at the clouds, or I'm meditating on my bed, or it's usually paired with something relaxing or nice. So in this position here, think about like all of the good things that you have, right? Like, yes, a broken heart freaking sucks. But like, is your heart being stretched? You actually have this moment in time that follows pain where you get to decide to move through it and grow from it, or become calloused and hardened from it. And if that's the place you're in right now, this is the precipice of your choice. So do you want to grow, or do you want to get small? You get to use this pain to grow. So now just open up to possibility. I know you're feeling it in your hips here, in your left thigh. You might be feeling it in your heart, in your elbows, in your shoulders. It's okay to feel. It is. Arms all the way up. Flip your palms to face the sky. We got one more pose in this shape. Side bend over to your right. Oh, hello, hip flexor on the left side. We hold a lot of emotions in our hips too, so breathe through the discomfort. I know it's something. We're in this together. Inhale, bring your hands back up. Exhale, plant your palms. Sit your hips back into half splits. Some of you might want to take your block and place it to the inside of your leg for a little more support if you want more of a lengthened spine. I have freakishly long arms, so my fingertips still will touch the floor here. Anchor your right hip back and breathe. And breathe. Our mantra or like tagline in Buffalo Inspire Yoga Collective is courage in every breath. And if you're feeling emotional pain, you are resonating with that. Courage in every breath. Every breath I take takes amount of courage to move through the hard shit. This stuff is hard. We get a choice what to do with the hard. What do we do with the hard? I'm not gonna let it bring me down. There's a song for that. Can't nobody break my pride. Oh yeah, I've got to keep on moving. Can't nobody break my stride. That's what it is. All right, come forward back into your lunge. Back knee will lift, downward facing dog. So here you might work the static shape, although nothing's ever static. We're always in a state of spanda, right? This pulsation. You can stay in down dog or move through a vinyasa, lift your heels high, roll your spine, undulate forward until you get that lengthened spine, and then reach your heart through. Big breath in. Exhale, chaturanga or low plank, or perhaps you come to your belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Keep that low belly firm. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Widen your fingertips and firm them into your mat. Then think about widening your collarbone as your shoulders roll back. Big breath in. Full breath out, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg all the way up and back. Big breath in. Exhale, step it through to the front of your space. And again, we're going to work some pulsations in your pelvis to come back to that first and second chakra. I would also notice what you feel as your hips start to create a little more opening in your body. It's okay to feel. Our society doesn't want us to. They want us to, especially women, just mask it up and keep going. We're not allowed to be angry because then we're a bitch. Not allowed to be emotional, right? Because then we're just being a hormonal woman. You are allowed to feel. In fact, that is your power. When you feel something, you're able to move through it and come out on the other side stronger. So feel it all, girl or boy or they or them. Wherever you are, feel it all. Sweep your arms all the way up. Decide if you want to let your hips soften down and forward or hug in and up. We'll take this same embrace of the back of your head with your palms lean back. Key here, keep your low belly engaged. We don't want to crunch into your lumbar spine. Widen your elbows and take a moment to soak it in. What is it that is good? What is it that is good? Name those things because there is abundance. When you look for abundance, you will find it, you will feel it, and you will receive it. When you look for lacking, you will find it and you will receive it. So what is abundant in your life? What is abundant in your heart? Okay, oh man, I have 3 beautiful children and they fill my heart up so much. They heal a broken heart. I have some really great friends. I have a great sister, brother, mother, right? All of these people that can help heal your heart and that are what can fill in those spaces. I know you're feeling it here. We got 2 more breaths. Like I said, we're in this together. Flip your palms all the way up. Nice big stretch. Big breath in. Exhale, side bend over to your left. Ooh, breathe into your right side body, your right psoas. Oh, doctor, yep, that's feeling. We're feeling it all. It's okay to feel. It's okay to feel. 3, 2, 1, release your hands all the way down. Sit back into your half splits with or without the support of your block. You decide. Maybe you find a little more of a halfway lift here. Anchor your left hip down. Reach your heart through. Take a moment to feel here. I will bring you back to the message of the moon. I won't leave you hanging. So I think tomorrow is actually a full moon, and it likely doesn't align with the time that you're watching this, but or flowing through this. But what I have been learning from the messages of the moon is that we, from so far away, not really being near or dear or close to the moon, see it in all of its phases. Bend back into your knee, come forward, lift your back knee off of the ground. We'll take a high plank again. Remember, you can lower your knees. This is your strength. This is your power. We're going to hold here in static. This is like, oh my God, can I get to the other side of whatever I'm feeling? Can I just get on the other side of it? And this is it, right? You're here in the strength and in the hard. You know there's an exit. You know that you will come out of high plank. You know that you're not going to be suffering from a broken heart forever. And it may not feel that way right now, but I think cognitively you actually know that. You will be on the other side of whatever emotional pain you're going through. We have 4 more breaths here. Can you push through? And the answer really can be no. You can find child's pose. It's okay. 2 more breaths. Feeling the sweat starting to gather in my pores. Downward facing dog. That was a good one. Let's take a child's pose or a pose that works best for you for rest, whatever that may be for you. So like a week ago, I saw the moon and it was half full. And then before that, right, it was like a third and a quarter, right? And eventually it's going to be full. And for whatever reason, like this reality that I actually know about the moon hit harder when I'm working through hard emotional shit of like, the moon is always freaking full. It's actually never half full. It's never a sliver full. It is always 100% full. And it never like questions itself on its wholeness. It's other people's perspective that the moon is not full. It is how we perceive the moon. We perceive it as half full. And we do that to ourselves and to each other. Like, I am not whole. Or like this person isn't there yet. Like they'll be whole when they blah, 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 blah. Or I'm sorry, like we're born whole and we are always whole. Actually, I'm not sorry. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Always whole. Like regardless of other people's perspectives on you, regardless of your own perspective on yourself, you are a full moon. You are always whole. Like mic drop for me when that clicked. All right, we're going to come all the way through tabletop shape. Knees are going to come together just a bit. We're going to find a pose called puppy pose. It's also called melting heart. So your knees stay under your hips, but you'll walk your hands forward and then let your heart come down to the mat. Some of you will hover, others will take a block for your head, and others will let your chin come down, or any other like iteration you choose. Here, see if you can let your back body kind of melt down so that your heart opens up towards the earth. And again, this is extreme in your heart and in your chest. So move carefully, but also feel it if you're up for it. That's the bravery. That's the courageous part. We have 3 more breaths here. Courage in every breath. You got this. So 1 breath at a time, 1 moment at a time, 1 day at a time. You're already further away from heartbreak and closer to healing, but always and forever whole. Good. Come all the way back. Sit up into kneeling position. This is where a blanket could be helpful because for me, I have sensitive knees. So I like to pad my knees uh, with something. Start to roll your shoulders and and then like kind of get dramatic about it. Like now I actually want to move my spine with it. And then maybe you start to move your pelvis and just getting the serpentine movement, but also really big openings through your spine. Good. Sweep your arms all the way up, big breath in. As you exhale, we're just going to release and fold over to the right. Inhale and over to the left. Let it go. Inhale up, exhale, sweep. Okay, we're going to do this for at least a minute because we're going to make the choice. Out of emotional pain, we're going to freaking evolve. We are going to become better, and our hearts are actually going to become fuller and more capable of receiving love because of this, not calloused and built up. And you do need to move through that stuff somatically because it lives in your body. And so that's what we're doing. We're just letting all those layers that want to build up and protect us down. And what's going to protect us? Our most authentic self. Vulnerability is your strength. Vulnerability is your confidence. Vulnerability is also your protection because you permission other people to do the same when you do it. Maybe get a little more releasing here. A little more. We got probably about 10 more seconds. Let it all go. You will arrive as your highest, most authentic self right now. And just sit back on your heels and let that energy fall through your fingertips onto your mat. You might even roll your shoulders back. Lift your heart a little higher. You're confident. You're proud. You're worthy. You are good. You are whole. You're like the moon. Just breathe. Good. Remove your blanket. Set it to the side. Walk a little bit forward. Cross your ankles. Sit back onto your hips. And we're going to take some ending poses. If you have your block or your throw pillows that are a little firm, or maybe you stack them, this is going to be another heart opener. So it will go, if it's a block, it will go like this on the lowest level, perpendicular to your spine. I like having my blanket as a pillow back behind me. Some of you will skip that because you want more like opening in your neck, which is also fine. So the block aligns at your shoulder blades so that the top of your shoulders kind of roll back a bit, and that's going to encourage your heart to expand and open. And then let your head come back behind you. I like cactusing out my arms. For me, that gives me the most opening, but you might find a different position, that's fine. And then I'm going to take like a constructive rest. So my knees together and feet out wide. What that's going to do is open the back of my hips and pelvis so that those sit bones kind of separate. Then that's going to free up hopefully some space in my low back. But you can choose actually the reverse. If you want to open up your hips into butterfly, that's also fine, or legs long. We'll take a few moments here just noticing what it feels like to have our actual physical heart expanding. And when you work towards healing, the emotional part of your heart will expand. To fully live, you have to be constantly working on the parts of your body, mind, and heart that want to keep you small, because that is what happens to us. Our protective selves want to keep us small so that we aren't exposed to hurt. But once we heal that, we do open ourselves up to hurt. Yeah, that's true. But we open ourselves up to being fully alive, to feeling it all. And you've got this like limited time in this body. So like, don't be small. Let yourself just expand and take the risk of hurt, because you can get through the hurt and you can get on the other side being a more fully alive, authentic version of yourself. Yeah, you can. You can. So let's just breathe here, feeling the expansion, and naming the abundance. I'm going to seal my lips so that your work can happen. We'll take 5 more breaths here. I'd encourage you to make those breaths long and full so you really feel it. You energize your body. You give power to your brokenness, to metabolize your pain into goodness, into healing. Okay. And then heel toe your feet in the distance of your hips. Close your arms and make a big cross over your heart with your arms so that the opposite fingertips come to opposite sides of your body. Give yourself a hug. And then unwrap your arms and bring the opposite arm on top as you cross your heart. And cross your arms and gently roll to one side so you can remove your prop. Set it to the side. And because I don't think we did any twist yet in this practice, we will make sure we get that in before we end. So let's take your hips just slightly over to the right and let your knees fall over to the left. And you can get more length and more twist in the spine if you try to bring your right knee flush with your left. It's a big twist, so that's not a requirement, of course. Nothing ever is. Take your arms out to a T or to a cactus. Cactus is what I'm going to choose. And your cervical spine can take the twist too. Look over your right shoulder so your neck gets the twist. And then let's breathe. Courage in every breath. Let your jaw soften. And just notice where your body is at, your mind, where your heart and emotional state is at, your spirit. Just bringing some awareness there. And as we're slowing down, maybe you also start to think of other ways you can support yourself to get through this difficult time. Like when you go down your rumination spiral, your rabbit holes of thinking about the past or the memories or the good times, or even the hard. How can you pull yourself out of those spirals, out of those loops? For me, it's like get yourself walking outside. Rachel, like get up and walk outside, or like soak up some sunshine, or call a friend, right? Or listen to a podcast that's going to shift your mindset. Come all the way back to center. And then shift your hips closer to the left side of your mat so your knees fall over to the right. And again, like naturally, your top knee is going to pull back. Make a choice if that's where you want to stay, or start to bring that left knee forward to stack. Gaze over your left shoulder here and breathe. And breathe. You have your breath. You always have your breath. Maybe on this side, as we twist, you think about the things maybe that you use that are unhealthy to get through the hard times. Substance abuse or binging TV or scrolling on social media, like those things are not healthy, but you do them because they're the easiest to numb. But what have I been saying this entire time? We've got to feel it. We got to feel it if we want to get past it and through it. So do that for the love of God. Name those things that are not healthy strategies for you to go to, and then make a commitment to go to the ones you named when we were on the other side in this twist. Come all the way back to center. Hug your knees in towards your chest. And really like you're hugging your best friend. Oh, yes, I love you. I love you. Body, mind, and soul. You're amazing. You can get through hard shit. And also, you're whole. You're always whole, regardless of the things that get thrown at you that give you bruises and scars. You remain whole. Squeeze for 3, 2, and 1. Let's release all the way down into your Shavasana. That can look different than this, of course. But we've got our end points facing, your end points as in your feet, your hands, and your face. This is the parts of your body that receive energetically the most. And so let yourself receive all that's good, all that's abundant, and reminders of how whole you are and complete you are, even though you feel like there's a void. There's not. There's hurt. There's not a void. There's hurt. And it's difficult for me to say because sometimes for me it feels like a big effing void. Like something that was so good isn't there anymore. So it's not a void, it's just hurt. So you breathe. This is a vulnerable practice, I guess. You breathe through that, and it's okay. It's okay to hurt because all of us get hurt. But it's the choices that you make through that hurt that dictate how you show up for yourself and the people around you. And you can do this. We're going to do it together. Yes, we are. We're going to do it together. You're not alone in this experience. I swear to you, you're not alone. If you want to stay longer like this, do it. There's a lot to receive here. There's so much to receive. And there's maybe some rest that is necessary for you to take here. So, just pause the video, turn it off, and just continue. You do what you need to do. But I know some of you have some other things you need to get to. So we will gently start to awaken the body by small movements in our body. Fingers, toes, ankles, wrists. Reach your arms overhead, stretch long and tall. Feel expansive. Feel your wholeness and your bigness take up space. Don't be small. And then as you exhale, one more hug on yourself. Very compassionate. Your heart chakra is what houses love and compassion. And in Sanskrit, it's anahata, which is a beautiful word. It translates to unstruck. When you're first born, your heart chakra is anahata. It's unstruck. It's pure. And then as we go about our life, we do get struck, and it's what we do after we get struck that matters, that dictates how much compassion we get to hold for ourselves and for each other. Roll to your side. This is where I always encourage you to connect with gratitude, but you might also pair that with abundance. What is abundant in my life right now? And I want to search for that and grab onto it. And when you search for it, you will find it. You will find it. And when you resonate with that gratitude and abundance, press yourself up to a seat. And we are going to take a mudra of self-compassion. So intertwine your fingertips, take your palms to your heart, and I might encourage just a gentle pressing in, because it's like that, kind of like a security blanket, just pressing in just a bit so you feel your palms on your chest. And then tilt your chin up, much like we had our hands back behind us that one time, supporting the back of our head. Here it's at our heart, and we just take it all in, and we trust that we are capable of growing, of evolving, of not becoming callous, of still showing up in authenticity and truth. And then gently bow your chin towards your chest. Take a moment to acknowledge what you've just moved through over the last however long we just practiced. Like, good God, that was some stuff to move through. So acknowledge the strength that it took for you to show up. And remember, as you move forward throughout whatever part of the day this is for you, that you are whole and complete, and that you are resourced to take care of yourself. And at the times where you feel like you can't, call upon the resources that are healthy and good for you. Friendships, sunshine, nature, books, podcasts, yoga, hot baths, whatever it is for you. It's been my complete joy and honor to move through the heart and the body with you today. Thank you for practicing. I hope you come back to this practice and to others. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. It means peace, peace, peace. You might not, for any other reason than to feel less alone, say something in the comments so other people can feel you. Thank you so much. Have a good day.